Today I want to share something that completely changed the way I use AI. And once you hear it, you'll never go back to typing the same frustrating questions and hoping for a different result. You open up ChatGPT, you type in a question, and what comes back is fine. It's not wrong exactly, it's just generic, surface level. It doesn't quite hit what you were actually looking for. So you try again, you rephrase it, and the answer comes back basically the same. Sound familiar? Here's what I want you to hear clearly. When AI gives you bland, generic answers, the problem is almost never the tool. ChatGPT isn't broken. Claude isn't broken. The problem is the prompt. It's the instruction you gave it. And that's actually great news because it means the fix is entirely in your hands. I know this may feel like victim blaming, but you were never trained on how to work with an AI. This is new territory for all of us. It's not the same as using Google. So let's talk about how to do it right. Why do prompts matter so much? Think of AI like a very capable assistant who will do exactly what you asked. No more, no less. It doesn't read between the lines. It doesn't guess at what you mean. If you give a vague request, it fills in the gaps on its own. And those gaps always get filled with the safest, most generic, middle-of-the-road answer it can produce. The more structure you give it, the less it has to guess, and the better result you get. Here's a simple example of what I mean. If you type, "Tell me about AI," you're going to get a paragraph that sounds like it came straight from a textbook. It's technically correct, but it's also useless to you specifically because the AI had no idea who you are, what you already know, what you're trying to do, or how you want the information presented. Vague question, vague answer, every time. Now look what happens when you give it the same topic with more direction. For example, act as a teacher, explaining AI to a retired nurse who has never used it before, in a calm and reassuring tone. Completely different response. Same tool. Same topic. What changed was the instruction. Clear prompt, clear output. And that's the whole game. So what goes into a clear prompt? I've been using the same 5-part structure every time I sit down to write one, and I want to walk you through each piece. There are 5 elements I include in almost every prompt I write. They are role, audience, tone, outcome, and format. When you give AI all 5, it finally has enough direction to give you something actually useful. Let me break each one down. The first element is role. You're telling the AI who to pretend to be. It sounds bizarre, but it really works. Tell it to be an educator or an editor or a financial advisor, a coach, a copywriter, a nurse. This matters because the same information sounds completely different depending on who's delivering it. A lawyer explains something differently than a teacher does. A coach speaks differently than a journalist. When you assign a role, you're shaping the entire voice and approach of the answer. Try it. Act as a patient and encouraging writing coach. You'll see the difference immediately. The second element is audience. Tell the AI exactly who the answer is for. How old are they? What's their background? What do they already know and what are they struggling with? What do they care about? The more specific you are, the more targeted the response becomes. There's a massive difference writing for a college student and writing for a retired professional who feels behind with technology. AI can serve both beautifully, but only if you tell it which one it's talking to. The third element is tone. How should the response sound? Calm, confident, warm, encouraging, direct and no nonsense, conversational, formal? This is the one that people skip the most, and I'm guilty of this as well, but it's the one that makes the biggest difference in how you want the response to feel as you read it. You've probably had the experience of getting an answer that was technically correct, but felt cold or robotic. You could tell that an AI had written it. Well, that's a tone problem. Adding just 1 or 2 tone words to your prompt fixes that completely. The fourth element is outcome. What do you want the response to accomplish? Not just what topic to cover, but what should the reader feel, understand, or be able to do after reading it? For example, they feel confident enough to try using AI on their own today. That's an outcome. It tells AI what success looks like. Without it, the AI will just give you information. With it, the AI gives you something that actually moves the needle. The fifth and final element is format. Tell the AI exactly how to structure its answer. Do you want a paragraph, a numbered list, bullet points, a step-by-step guide, a short summary under 150 words, a full script? This removes all the guesswork about how the response should be organized. And it means you stop getting 3 paragraphs of text when what you really need is 5 quick steps. So there they are, all 5. Role, audience, tone, outcome, format. These 5 pieces turn a generic question into a targeted request that the AI can actually work with. You don't need all 5 every single time, but the more of them you use, the sharper and more useful your results become. Now let's see what that looks like in real prompts. Here are 5 prompts I actually use, and I want to show you exactly what makes each one work. The first is one of my favorites. Act as an experienced educator, speaking to capable adults over 50 who feel left behind with technology. Explain how AI can support everyday decision-making in a calm and encouraging tone. Look at what's in there. The role is educator. Audience is capable adults over 50 who feel left behind. That's specific. The tone is calm and encouraging. And the outcome is helping people understand how AI supports real decisions. It's baked right into the question, and that's why the prompt works. Here's a second example. Rewrite this paragraph to sound cleaner and more confident while keeping the same meaning. This is a short prompt, but it's doing a lot. The AI is acting as editor. The tone is clear and confident. The outcome is to preserve meaning while improving the delivery. This is the kind of prompt you can use on anything you've already written. Emails, bios, captions, anything. When it's close, but it just doesn't quite sound right yet. Third, turn this outline into a 900-word blog post. Avoid hype and technical jargon. Write for someone who's curious but not expert. This format is specific. A 900-word post, the audience is defined, curious, non-expert, and the tone is grounded with no hype. This one is great if you're a content creator who thinks in outlines but needs help to get to that full draft. Fourth, summarize this in plain English for someone who is smart but not tech savvy. Keep it under 150 words. 2 constraints: plain language and a word limit, and 1 very clear audience. This is perfect if you're taking something complicated and need to share it with someone who doesn't speak the jargon. AI will do the translation work for you. And 5th, edit this email so it sounds firm but still respectful. Don't change the main message, just adjust the tone. Notice how the instruction is entirely about tone. No role is needed here. AI understands what editing means, but the direction, firm, respectful, same message, gives it exactly what it needs to do to make the right adjustments without going off track. All right, the core idea behind all of this is simple. Clear prompts create clear output. When you tell AI exactly what you want, the role, the audience, the tone, the outcome, and the format, you're not getting better results because the AI suddenly got smarter. You're getting better results because you got more specific. So before you send your next AI prompt, run through these 5 questions quickly. Did I tell it who to be? Did I tell it who this is for? Did I tell it how to sound? Did I tell it what to accomplish? And did I tell it how to structure the answer? That's it. The checklist right there will change the quality of every single AI response you get from this point forward. The next time AI gives you a bland, generic answer, don't just rephrase the question and hope for a different result. Add the 5 elements. Give it a role, an audience, a tone, an outcome, and a format, and watch what comes back. I think you'll be surprised. So even if you try to write your own prompt, but just add one of these elements, you'll still get a different, more complete message. Hey, do you know someone else who's getting frustrated with AI? If it was helpful to you, please share it, because chances are they need to hear it too. Thanks for watching.